Welcome everybody to our Meet the Social Entrepreneur. Today, I'd like to welcome Kiana. Thanks for being with us, Kiana. Great to have you here. And you are a young 18-year-old entrepreneur, social entrepreneur from Melbourne. So we'd love to hear a little bit about your journey. And we have schools across Australia doing social enterprise schools. So I'm sure some of these young people are itching to find out a little bit about you and a little bit about your journey as a social entrepreneur. So first of all, I'd just like to ask you, what is your cause? What are you passionate about? What drives you?
Yeah, so hey everyone, I'm Kiana. I started my first business when I was 15 years old, which is a small retail business that I am still running to this day. One of my favorite things is being creative. When I was younger, I was always doing things with my hands, making arts and crafts. And it wasn't until I actually went to Japan in 2020 that I came back because of lockdown. I started doing origami during lockdown. I actually remember doing that when I was in Japan, and I thought, you know what, I could turn this into a business. And I started creating origami artworks. And ever since then, all throughout my year 11 and 12 studies, I ran this business at markets across Melbourne. So I'm still doing that to this day. And yeah, my main product that I sell is the origami artwork, which was inspired by my time while studying in Japan.
Fantastic. It sounds great. And we talk in the social enterprise schools program. We talk about using your strengths and using your skills. So yours is an example of a fantastic product that you picked up along the way and you visit from to Japan. So the students doing the program choose a cause, and that cause is what their social enterprise is going to be benefiting. What is your cause?
Yeah, so based off my own experiences of starting my own business at a young age and just looking back at all the amazing opportunities and skills that I've learned along the way, I was really passionate last year to give back to the next generation of young entrepreneurs. So I started my first social enterprise, which is called the Next Generation Entrepreneur Hub. And basically, I've created a hub or a community of young entrepreneurs across Melbourne where I host events and I've mentored them and really got them from saying, I don't know where to begin, I don't know where to start with my business idea, and actually getting them to launch their business in a public space. And for me, I'm just so passionate to be able to give back and create these opportunities for young people who really do want to start businesses, but just need some sort of direction on where to start.
Excellent. And what a great mentor, they would have in you. Hopefully some of our young people from our program kind of filter into the program that you're running. Wouldn't that be amazing? So speak to us a little bit more about your product. So obviously it's Japanese inspired by origami. What can people buy from you? What does it look like in the product sense?
Yeah, so I currently sell at the Queen Victoria Market. When I first started out, I was selling at all different kinds of markets across Melbourne. And I think when starting a business, the most important thing is just trial and error and just seeing what works. So started off at a bunch of different markets, and now I found the market that works best for me and my products. The Queen Victoria Market does get a lot of tourists, and they love to pick up something that's Australian made, that is handmade. And my origami artwork is exactly that. So every day I'm making my artworks, which I fold out of paper. It also features a watercolor background, which I paint, and it's a framed artwork, so people can either hang it up on their walls or they can display it on a stand. And then over time, I have also expanded my product range to also include some jewelry and other little accessories that are all fitting with the very Japanese theme that I have.
Excellent. Excellent. Sounds fantastic. What advice would you give to budding entrepreneurs, young people starting in this space, either social is that are in the business field or the social enterprise field?
Yeah, so my biggest advice would be to just start somewhere. I know a lot of young people really do want to start a business, and they're always saying to me, like, oh, I don't know where to begin. And they just want to start, but they don't know where to start. And I always just say, you just need to start somewhere. So that first step, it is always the hardest, but just doing something. So, for example, whether or not that's going to do R&D, so asking friends and family, like, what do they think about your idea? You can start up a website. You can even start creating a prototype, so even a very basic model or very simple first product, and then just starting from there, and that's how you grow, and consistency is key. So I think you just need to start, and then the success will follow.
Excellent. And I love what you said about the products you have and just seeing what works, seeing what works in the product and seeing what works in where you sell the product. And then just getting started, like you said. Very good, sound advice. And your business is one that you've actually grown to a quite substantial, business now. So is there any advice about how to grow the business, how to actually make it bigger and really start seeing those profits roll in?
Yeah, so I think in the beginning, it's a very big learning experience, and for each individual, when you have your first product or your first business, again, it's a lot of trial and error. So I think just finding what works and then just keeping at it. So for myself, even throughout my year 11 and 12 studies, which it is a very difficult and stressful time of being able to manage exams and studying, but I was still able to run this business all throughout that time. So um, and now I am able to make it my full-time job. So consistency is key, but also I think with scaling the business, knowing your profit margin, knowing how much you're actually making, and making sure that it is a viable business is also important. And also looking out for opportunities. Like, I know selling at a market I can 100% recommend, because the initial cost to starting out is it's maybe between $50 to $100 for a market stall. Then yeah, compared to owning a store or something daunting like that, it's very easy to just get started and then just keep going from there.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to leave it there, Kiana. Thank you so much for your insights and sharing them with us. Um, One thing you talked about, being in school and running this business, and that is exactly the scenario that the students watching this are in. And you were only at school last year, so you're speaking, fresh from that experience. You are an inspiring young entrepreneur. Thank you for being part of Meet the Social Entrepreneur, and hopefully we'll see you around at the Queen Vic Market sometime.
Yeah, thank you so much.